Hi guys, today we're going to discuss page 305 from your math book, which is called Using Diagonals to Make Triangles. So a diagonal connects opposite angles of a quadrilateral, and it takes a quadrilateral with four sides and turns it into two triangles. So it asks you to list all the names for the quadrilateral in exercises 1 through 3, and then to use diagonals to name triangles. And as discussed in a previous video, when you're naming geometric shapes, you're going to use the letters on the vertices or the corners of the shapes. So in number 1, for instance, you would name this A, B, C, D. Or you could start at any corner as long as you don't go across the diagonal if it's not drawn there. So I could start at B and go B, C, D, A. I could start at C and go C, B, A, D. I could go the other way and do C, D, A, B, and so on. So it asks you to list all the names for each quadrilateral that you can. So this is 4 of them, but see if you can come up with the rest. And then on the second one, they show you that they've taken a diagonal to split this quadrilateral, this square, into 2 different triangles. And then you're going to want to name the triangles that are here. So on this bottom half, we have A, D, C. You could also start with C and do C, A, D, and see if you can come up with the other ones for that part. You can't go, well, you can't really skip around with a triangle because all of the sides connect. On the top part, you would have B, C, A, and so on. And on this side, they took diagonal the opposite direction, and see how many of the names you can come up with. It says to tell what kind of triangles they are, and we just had a brief time talking about different angles, and so the name of the triangles has to do with what kind of angles it has. And since this is a square, we know that a square has rectangular corners, which are 90 degrees, so these would be right triangles. Because they're triangles with a right corner in them. Moving on to number 2, again we're going to name the quadrilateral as many ways as we can. I'm going to start with a random one. Let's do F, G, H, E, and see how many names you can come up with. I'll give you a hint. There are 8 of them, so see if you can come up with all 8. And again here, we have this diagonal, and you can name the triangles. I believe there should be 6 names. One of them is F, G, E on this top part. Now to name this triangle, you have to look at what kind of angles are inside of it. And all 3 of these happen to be acute because they're smaller than 90 degrees. So this would include acute triangles. Okay. So again, with the quadrilateral, see if you can name all 8 names. And then with the triangles inside, see if you can come up with all 6 of the names. To name the triangle, you want to see if it has any special angles, right, acute, or obtuse. Obtuse would be greater than 90 degrees to help give it its name. And you'll continue this on page 306 as well.